Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken, and today we're here to talk about the 4th episode of Chucky.
Yeah.
What was this episode called?
It was called Let It Go.
Let It Go. I wonder what that means. Does that have any meaning to you?
Yeah, I think so. I think it had to do with the scene towards the end where Lexie was falling off the stairs.
Oh, okay.
And Chucky was kind of trying to convince Jake to let go of her and let him kill her. But that's just...
It might have multiple meanings. I was just trying to think a little deeper than like the surface let her go or whatever. But we're going to get into this episode. But before we do, if you're just now discovering us here on the Married with Media channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and also hit the like button and comment down below your thoughts on the 4th episode of Chucky. So getting into it, what were your thoughts on this episode?
Yeah, so I enjoyed this episode. We, for the most part, had a hospital setting. Yeah. It picked up, right after the fire at Lexie's.
I do love a good hospital setting in horror. I think that those two things do go hand in hand. So.
Right. Yeah, so it, picked up after Lexie's little party and the fire, and we kind of, find out that Lexie is in fact okay, which I thought that she would be.
Yeah, she was the only one that didn't have tubes in her nose and wasn't being examined, which I thought was kind of weird. Like, they never really explained that, like how she got out of that situation or anything. At least I don't remember it. Maybe I missed it, but...
She was the only one that didn't have headphones on. So once she was able, I'm sure she ran downstairs and maybe got everyone's attention.
Got everybody's attention. Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
I just wish they would have did a little quick explanation of it, been like, hey, I'll run out real quick or something like that. Just,
but you would think that she would have at least had smoke.
It was just weird that she wasn't, because she was right there,
I don't know
in the fire.
Maybe they had already examined her and let her go. I don't know, but
possibly it was just a little weird, but
so something else interesting is the woman cop. Can't think of his name. The boy.
Jake. Isn't it Jake?
No, not him. The cop's son.
The cop's son.
The one with the podcast.
Yeah, the one with the podcast. I can't remember his name off the top of my head either.
That the cop or whatever, she has, been starting to piece things together, and she, it's like she thinks Jake is guilty, but then she also thinks that she seems to have her radar on the doll as well. But I'm not sure.
This is definitely the episode where everybody's finding out that Chucky is in fact alive. There's definitively 3 people know at the end of this episode.
Right. But yeah, so so the cop or whatever, she kind of lets it be known that they realized that the one kid at the house,
Oliver. I do remember his name, just because they say it a lot in the episode.
Yeah. So they do know that he was stabbed to death. He didn't just die from the fire or whatever. And so, they're once again trying to figure out what the heck is going on.
Yeah, all eyes are on Jake at this point. He's getting pressed pretty hard at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
We're still doing the flashbacks back to Charles Lee Ray was now a teenager.
Yeah,
he's in the boys'
teenager.
home.
Yep.
I am liking this whole angle. Them going back, and it just feels like they're paying tribute to the older Chucky films as well, talking about Charles Lee Ray beforehand and then dying in the toy store and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I like them fleshing out this backstory. I don't remember if they've ever done it to this level in any of the films. Like I said, I think they might have a little bit in Curse and Cult, like the more recent ones, but I like them going back and telling a little bit of the backstory of Charles Lee Ray.
Yeah, I have. I've been liking that too. And then I feel like you kind of predicted this. You kind of anticipated that Jake and Lexie were going to kind of team up. Yeah. And that is starting to happen in this episode.
But what I think might be interesting is if what I said originally is ultimately going to come true, and that is she going to go to Chucky's side because she has those like darker tendencies. Because in this episode we see that Jake is not wanting, at least as of right now, he's not wanting to go to that dark place that Chucky wants him to go. He's not wanting to be a murderer. So is Chucky going to ditch him and then try to go after Lexie and then maybe team up with her to take him out? Or how's that going to play out?
Yeah, or is he going to like continue to cling to Lexie's little sister?
I do like that we're getting like a solid murder every episode.
Yeah.
The first episode with the dad, and then the woman that fell on the knives in the dishwasher, and then last episode the stabbing. This one you get the needles and the guy.
Right.
So and then we haven't talked about just the look of Chucky now.
Yeah.
Because I know we talked about that during the show, like the little burnt face, like half burnt. It kind of looks like Two-Face. Like the Two-Face version of Chucky, I guess.
Yeah. Because so after like Jake and Lexie like got together, Lexie of course was like, I'm gonna go tell about Chucky, and he's like, you can't. No one's gonna believe you. It's me and you now. Like we kind of have to work together, and so they go back to Lexie's house, the one that was in the fire, obviously, and they're trying to find Chucky. And so that's when we finally get to see Chucky after the fire, and he has been, burned or melted.
I know you were saying you hope that he doesn't look that way the rest of the show.
I know, yeah. I mean, I don't know, like, how he wouldn't look that way the rest of the show, because, like, he's pretty melted and burnt.
Somebody will scoop him up and redo him and restructure him and resurface him.
It was funny because in the episode 2, there was like a woman and a baby in the hospital, and at one point the baby, or like toddler, I guess, he was probably like a year old or something, he had like overalls on with like a striped shirt like Chucky. And so I was like, okay, is Chucky gonna like somehow get into the baby's body or something, since he's like all melted and messed up now? But I don't think that's...
It's hard to figure out what Chucky's game is at this point. Maybe he unplugged the girl because he wanted to try to get into her body.
Well, no, like I said earlier, like he did it right when the cop was interrogating Jake.
Yeah.
And like he was literally about to say, it's Chucky, and then he went and pulled it.
But how would he know that the cop was interrogating Jake? Unless, I guess, he just knew they were in there. But he wouldn't have known that he was like getting ready to say his name.
I feel like the timing of it, like I feel like there's really no other explanation for it.
It was a coincidence.
Because they all got up and took off running because it was like code white or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's why I did it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just what I think, I guess. But
yeah. And then you got, we still haven't gotten any of those original characters come back. That they're around the corner, so it's like what's gonna bring them in to the story.
Yeah.
Or the kid's gonna reach out for help, because you do have the podcaster kid that's like looking up all these old like news articles and stuff. So is he going to start reaching out to Jennifer Tilly's character, Tiffany? Is he going to reach out to Andy, Kyle from the second one? So
yeah, I think that definitely makes sense, because not only does Jake and Lexie know, but the we'll call him the podcast kid, because we can't think of his name right now. He now knows too. The ending was very funny because everybody realized that Chucky had killed the one cop. Yeah. With the needles, like you were mentioning.
Yep.
And so everybody's like screaming and freaking out and everything. And here's Chucky over on the counter. And he like looks over at Jake, Lexie, and the other kid, and he gives them like the finger.
Yeah,
and
he flicks them off.
It was just really funny.
Classic Chucky. I did like that whole sequence. So
like you said, the podcast kid knows now, and so I could definitely see him, like he was starting
every main kid except for Junior knows about about Chucky.
The podcast kid, it showed him too earlier, like doing some research on the doll and stuff.
That's what I was saying, because he was doing the research. Like he knows of these other people. Are they going to start like reaching out to them? That's how they're going to come in.
Yeah, like
reaching out for help.
I think that seems like the easiest,
because
most
yeah,
natural way to
because
get
nobody
them in
else
there.
believes them. The adults don't believe, even though
Right.
it does seem like the detective cop would be open to somebody telling her that there's a killer doll. Like
Well, yeah, I
she
still
it feels like
can't.
she suspects it,
I know, but I still can't quite
and she's just
get
waiting for him to
the.
say it.
Yeah, I can't understand if she actually thinks that that could be a possibility, or I don't know, I don't really know what she
Yeah, and
how
that's
or
definitely
why
the way
she
that
would.
they're trying to make you think.
Right. And it's just is she going to have some kind of connection? Like, has she heard about Chucky before or something? Because for any normal adult, there is no way that you would ever think that that would be a possibility. So it
Yeah.
is kind of weird that she's even thinking about that. So yeah, we'll see how that all plays out. And maybe here in the next couple episodes, we'll start seeing some of those original characters. So
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it is 10 episodes, so we still do have plenty
right.
of time.
Yeah, I think so too. So what would you give this episode?
To be honest, I know I said this last week, it was probably my favorite episode. I'm really starting to dig into the show or get into the show.
Right.
I'm liking
surprised.
it far more now than I did in the beginning.
I thought you were I thought that you weren't going to like this one as much as last week's, but
no, I like this one more. Like I said, I like a good hospital setting and horror. Yeah. I don't love the burnt look of Chuck. I hope he doesn't stay that way. I think for this episode it worked. It was cool and it made sense. I'm liking all the kids more. I'm liking that, Lexie knows, and I like her and Jake's interactions in this episode. Now, she was kind of pressing him on why he would get the doll to kill her and stuff like that. And kind of feels like she's not turning good, but they're coming to a mutual understanding. And
yeah, it makes sense, that she was pissed. You wanted me to be killed. She
was pissed,
but it's
you feel like there's some
understanding more.
Yeah, you feel like there's some kind of arc there for not just her but him also, and I'm liking that. They're probably my two favorite characters in the show right now. I definitely like both of them more than the two boys, but
gotcha.
Yeah, I dug this episode. I give it. I'd probably give this one a 9 out of 10. To be honest, it's my favorite episode of the season so far.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. I'm trying to think what I would give it. I mean, it was pretty entertaining.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm it's so hard to decide. I mean, I'll say 8.75.
Yeah. Can't go the full 9. Just go the full 9. Just jump in there with me.
I don't know. I'm just gonna go with 8.75.
Okay, I got you. You can't do it, can you? You can't give the same score as me.
No, we do sometimes. We do sometimes.
But that'll do it for our Chucky episode 4 review. Again, if you guys have any thoughts on the episode, feel free to comment down below. Also, be sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and turn on those bell notifications for all future videos. See you guys later.
Bye.